Hello, and welcome back to Cash Cleaner Simulator. My name is Quad, and in the last episode, well, we kind of got a lot of money here that we need to start sorting, and in the last episode as well, this thing did drop. So we have this back room available to us now, which is great, but we do have a lot of stuff we need to separate, and that is actually everything. There's nothing else over here, is there? There is a bunch of coins on the ground. I'm not going to worry about those coins quite yet. So let's just go ahead and get started, well, sorting cash, right? Today we're not playing Cash Cleaner Simulator, we are playing Cash Sorting Simulator. Now let's take a look at the phone real quick. $3,200. Okay, that's not too helpful. It's going to make my job a little bit harder. I was wanting to get the XL machine because I feel like that would have been a little bit better, but we could do this pretty easily, honestly. So the first thing that we're going to do is start here on the US machine. We're going to put no denomination, and we'll just start sorting out all of the American bills, and then all the non-American will fall onto the pallet, and then we'll just move it down to the next station and kind of keep on going that way. So let's just start with, I guess, whatever pallet. This one actually looks like it might be all American. Sure looks like it. Yeah. So we're not going to start with this one. We're going to start with the mixed pallet. So let's just grab a handful. Let's load her up, and then let's run it. And then I'm just going to grab another handful and continuously just kind of keep loading this thing. Let me get these suitcases out the dang way. There we go. And then we'll grab another handful. I think these can hold 2 handfuls, so here's another handful. Ah, damn it, I screwed it up. Damn it. Yeah, I had that count wrong. Anyway, I don't think any American fell down there. But this is a full stack of American. Let's pull it out. We'll have to actually sort it later. Let me grab the rest of this. There we go. Okay. I'm gonna have to wait for it to empty more until I put another handful in. There's another 100 stack of American. Here's another handful. But here's another handful. And there's another full stack. Okay, there's another handful and another stack. Here's another stack. There's another handful and another stack again. And here's another handful again. I don't know if I want to keep doing that. It seems like it's so boring, bro. Here's another handful. Here's another stack. Here's another handful. Here's another stack. Let me just get through the rest of this. Okay, there we go. It's completely done. That pallet is empty. Let's just do the exact same thing with this pallet. In fact, I'm just going to go through it really quick. Okay, there we go. I actually got that whole top layer down. I gotta remove these boxes first, and then I can grab the rest of this. But so far, a lot of that has been US dollars. But let's grab the rest. There we go. Let's load it up. Boom, there we go. Okay, and then this box needs to come off. Let's grab these boxes. We're gonna go through these next. So there's 3 of them. They're all mixed, by the way. It looks like US, Euro, and Yen. Anyway, here is another 10-pack. Yeah. So far there has been no counterfeit. But the next step we're gotta run these through is the marked bills. Yeah, and I'm doing this right because I want to keep my marked bills separated by currency. Anyways, let's grab another handful. Load it up. Boom, there we go. There is another 100 bills. Oh, we got some counterfeit coming out, actually. Look, we do got some counterfeit finally coming. It is mixed, however, so it does pick up all counterfeit money, which is pretty cool. I didn't know that. I thought maybe the US machine would only find counterfeit US bills, but yeah, it does find all of the bills, so good. Well, there's still a lot of counterfeit popping out. In fact, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna just start wrapping these counterfeit bills. Just by handful. Boom, there we go. All those boxes are now done. In fact, look at all of this counterfeit money. I'm not going to separate them out, honestly. No, seems like too much work. So this is all mixed counterfeit cash. We're not going to turn it in yet, but I am going to keep them separated like this. In fact, I want to stick it up here, I think. There we go. And then this is now done. Well, we might as well start going through the other boxes. Let's get these ones out of the way. I'm just going to toss them back there for now, and then I'll get them onto the shelves later, but There we go. I guess we'll start with these boxes, or we got some big boxes right here. Let's just open them. It looks like it's mostly US. This one looks like it's a mix. Let's just go ahead and load it up and get sorted through all of this now. There we go. So this one had a little bit of coins in it, and it was mostly American with a very little bit of counterfeit. So let me grab up all of the American that I just sorted out so we can stack it nice and neat. There is a full stack. So we'll just set that here. Let's grab another full stack. And there we go. Okay, yeah, that is a lot of US that needs to be sorted. Let's grab the counterfeit real quick. Actually, you know what? I'm going to leave the counterfeit there since there's not too much of it. And this one did have a little bit of coins in it. We're going to pull these coins out. Just kidding. I'm going to leave those coins in. And we're just going to leave this box back here. And then we'll get rid of this box and just toss it over that way. And we'll put it up later. But let's go ahead and do this last box right here. And then these 4 boxes next. This one is mix. Let's pull these off. Dude, these ones are dirty. Look. Well, that one's dirty. We're going to have to wash that. Let's take a look at this one. This one looks clean. Or does it look dirty? I can't tell, dude. I think it's dirty. So let's take a look at these other ones, though. Oh, yeah, dude. That's all dirty. My bad. Get back up there, fool. I didn't mean to tip that. Let's go and pick this all back up, stick it back in. So we're gonna have to run these over to the washing machine. I don't know how I let that one slip by in the last episode, but let's grab this last box. I'm assuming dirty. Oh, it's empty. Okay, well, let's toss that one over. So we'll send these 3 out and get them washed. Okay, and here's all 3 boxes. Let's just set them down. Let's load them up. Boom, there we go. That one is now empty. Let's open this one. That's empty as well. Let's open the last one. And yeah, that's all of them. So we'll just toss the boxes. Let's close them. Let's start them. And then we'll get back to the back room and finish those other pallets or whatever the heck we got going on back there. I think it's just that blue box and then the shopping carts and in that pallet, which I think the shopping cart's mostly American. Yeah, it looks like it's probably all American, so that's good. But this is not. This is mixed. Let's just go ahead and run it real quick. And that's it. That's everything. This box is empty. Let's toss it. Now, I mean, technically, I still need to run through counterfeit, but I could do that when I'm actually separating it by build type. So let's gather up the rest of the counterfeit that I got right here, which is another 74. Let's just go ahead and wrap it. I'm going to grab the rest of these counterfeits as well. And I'm not going to bother sorting these counterfeit bills, by the way. I was going to sort them and then line them up here on our counterfeit shelf. But you know what? We're just going to turn them all into spectator. It's fine. I don't feel like going through them. So there we go. Let's close it. And what are we at, by the way? 4,600. So we don't have a lot of money in here. Let's go ahead and send it off. And now we have 25,000. So that was like 20,000 just in counterfeit bills. Yeah, and if you don't know, this is only being filled with counterfeit money. I am not putting any real money or marked money in there for that matter. This is all my counterfeit bills, and then this is all my marked bills back here. But anyway, let's get back here. We need to continue sorting. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is all American. That one's all American. This is coins. We do have 2 briefcases left. I almost forgot about those. Let's pull them out. It looks like it's all US, right? Yeah, we're just going to toss it on the pallet. Yeah, that looks like it's all US. Let's take a look at this one. This one looks also to be all US. Okay. So with that being said, let's take this pallet over to the next station, which is the Euro station. I'm just going to throw it down right there. There was a couple bills that didn't get collected. And now we're going to run all of this through the Euro. We're going to select no denomination. We do want it to be in packs of 100. In fact, you know what? We're going to go ahead and start running the US money through the marked bill machine. So I'm going to gather up all this all of this US money. We're going to stick it onto the marked table right here. Boom, there we go. That is a lot, by the way, a lot of bills. Sounds like this thing is done, however. Just kidding. That was almost all yen, by the way. Let's go and load this back up, though, and continue running it. I do see a lot of Euro bills in here. In fact, it's already done. So I'm going to just start stacking all my Euro bills. And then once we got that, we will run all of those through the marked money. But here's another stack. Let's come over here though. Let's go ahead and start loading this up so we can make sure none of this is marked, right? And then how do we do it? Just hit, well, we got to cut it open first, right? Okay, that's a little bit too much, but let's start it. And then anything that's marked will get collected, and anything that's not marked will fall onto the pallet. And then while that's doing that, I'm going to come back over here and just kind of continue running this this one as well. Okay, this thing actually finished. I didn't get back in time. Oh, it's a full stack actually. Look, let's go ahead and cut a couple more of these open first though. There we go. I'm not going to get any more, but let's grab it. Yep, it's 100 count. Now that this has been sorted, this is marked money, right? So let's go ahead and wrap it. Now I'm going to take it over to the marked money section. I'm going to verify, make sure I have it right. I'm pretty sure marked money gets collected and clean money gets passed through. And totally, by the way, it is indeed marked money. In fact, do I have ink money over here? Look, it's like ink splatter. Anyway, what is this? Well, it's just marked money that has not been sorted. All of this has been sorted and counted. So I'm just going to put the uncounted money or unsorted money right there. We'll have to sort that out later. And then let's just continue on this side of things. Looks like we do have another full one. So, well, since this is already sorted from our marked money and our counterfeit, I might as well start loading it up over here. Let me grab this last stack though and load it into this machine. There we go. And then we'll start sorting out these bills. We'll start with 100s, I guess. And go. I forgot it. I need to get a pallet into place. Dang it. I'm just going to stop it. I'm going to pick it all up and then drop it. And then we'll set it down. Yeah, it'll be fine. Let me run it, start it back up. There we go. Okay, this seems to be done. Let's just load up another handful, right? And then seems like you can only cut three at a time. So there we go. And there we are. Okay. Yeah, this is definitely gonna take a lot of time here. Let's just load this one up. There is another 100 stack. Non-denominational bills. Okay, the marked money machine's done. So I'm gonna add another 6 to it. Cut 3 open and start it. But it's running pretty good. I only got 1 stack of 100s so far, which is right here. And I'm just kind of picking up from here and dropping into here, which I'm not ready to do yet because I think it'll overload. So there's another stack of 100s though, which is $10,000. I should be able to grab another one of these, however. So let's just grab a full load and then stick it in the machine. Boom, there we go. And then we're probably ready to cut open another 1, 2 of those. And if we run over here, this is done. So we're going to pack it and then stack it and just let this keep on going. So it's a process, but it does work. It's pretty efficient, I think. I mean, not as efficient as probably stacking machines in front of each other, so it just like drops into the next one like a chain. But you know what? I'm happy with the way I'm doing it. So this is actually the last handful for my Euro pallet here. So we got through that pretty quickly. We got a lot of yen in here, by the way. I thought there was way more euros than yens, but I was definitely wrong on that. It seems like this is done. Let's go ahead and grab up a new batch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Lay them down, cut 3 of them open, keep it running, and then we're grabbing a new handful, dropping it in the machine over here, and packing it because there is another 10,000. So yeah, it works pretty good, I think. But I think the Euro machine is now complete. No, it's not. We just have to pack this one, and then we're almost done. And it's actually is done. So we're just going to pack this. It needs to be sorted, or it needs to go through the mark money machine. So let's grab this yen pallet. We're going to take it over. Actually, since this is all yens, I don't need to really sort it out, I suppose, like over on this machine, because I need to make sure none of it's marked first. So I'm just going to leave this yen pallet over here, and then we'll go through that one next once we're done with the American bills. But it looks like there's another full stack of marked bills, so I'm just going to wrap it. And then what I'm doing with my marked money right now Just sticking them over here so we can see how much we end up getting, but then it's empty. So we just got to cut it open, start it. I'm going to load up 2 more, cut both of those open. There we go. And this is at a 10,000 stack. So there we go. Okay. Well, let me finish through the marked money here. You know what? To speed up my process, I'm going to order up another marked money machine. Yeah, they're a little bit expensive, but yeah, I think it's going to be worth it. So then I can process 2 batches at one time. Anyway, here is another full 100 stack of marked cash. This is done, however. No, it's not. I just got to go through it like this and start it. Yeah. I could probably start sorting this. In fact, I think that's what I'm going to do. Once this batch is done, I'm going to let all this mark kind of just keep on running right there. And then I'm going to start sorting out the rest of those bills from this pallet, because it's going to start overflowing pretty soon, I think. But check it out. We got 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60,000 in $100 bills. It's not counterfeit, right? So it's clean and unmarked. There is another full 100 stacks, so we're going to include it right there. And the other marked money machine came in, so let's go ahead and set that up. And of course, we're going to set this one onto this, and then we're going to set it to all. Yep, just like that. And then we're going to start processing. Let's just start with the yen, I think. No. We're going to do the euros just because there's not very much here, right? So let's just load it up. Boom. It can only do 3 at a time. So 1, 2, 3. And then I need to grab a pallet, of course. Slap it down right in front and let's run it. Now this is done. I'm going to take this pack of hundreds and we're just going to stick it on the back since it's a partial. Now I'm going to rerun this through as 50s. Of course, I need to get a new pallet and move this one. So let me get this thing out the way. Stick it like right here for now. I'm going to grab this pallet, stick it down in front, and then yeah, we're going to run through with the 50 bills. Oh, look, here's another mixed batch, by the way. I didn't see that. I think it was just sitting on top of that other pallet, so we'll get to that later. I don't need to be mixing those 2 up, though. Anyways, this thing's done. I'm going to cut it back open and just continue. Let's see how the euros are doing over here. They're doing... I don't actually know. It looks like a full stack, in fact. Let's grab it. Let's wrap it. And then this is all marked money. We'll just stick it there. And I could probably cut open maybe 2 more. Yep, looks good. In fact, there's actually a whole nother stack of the marked money again. We're just going to wrap it and then stack it. And is that another one? Bro, let me cut this open. 1, 2, and 3. There we go. There's a little bit too much, but let's take it. Let's wrap it. Let's stack it. So we got a lot of marked euros here. I just got to pick up what fell and redrop it in. There we go. Okay, everything was working out pretty good so far. And I got a full stack of 50s over here, by the way, so... boom, check it out. That's actually all of the euros. Now we just need to sort them out or whatever. So let me grab this. This is marked money. Let's go ahead and take all of our marked euros into our marked room, which of course is back here. And what are these pallets over here, bro? Oh, that's all inked money. Yeah. Okay, so since this has not been sorted yet, I'm just going to stick it under the table, I think, until we can get to it. But let's see how everything's going over here. Looks like another full stack of 50s. Let's just go ahead and grab it, stack it, and put on another handful. Boom, just like so. Okay. How's everything doing over here? It looks great. Let's grab this pallet real quick. And now we just need to run our euros through. Looks like it's mostly 50s and 20s. In fact, it's only 1 handful. So let's switch it over to 50s. And let's start it. And that's all of it off there. Yeah, totally, by the way. All right, well, we're ready to start searching through all of the yens here. So let's just stick this here. I need to get 1 more pallet, though, which I actually don't have any. Dang it, bro. Well, that kind of screws things up. Do I not have any out here either? I don't. I don't have enough pallets, apparently. Okay, well, that's fair enough. Let's see how this thing's doing, however. It looks like another stack of 50s. Let's grab it, let's stack it, and then let's throw in another handful. Boom, there we go. What is this? This is the euro money. Well, This is all 20s now, I suppose, is it? Not quite. Let's wrap it. Let's stack the 50, and there's a partial, by the way. There was some hundreds in here as well. But since this is a partial, we're just going to wrap it and slap it on the backside like norm. We're going to switch this over to 20s next. Reload it. And start it. And I'm going to grab this pallet before 100 falls out. Stick it in front of this. And now we're going to start sorting out the marked... Oh, dude, is this going to take the whole thing? I hope so. Okay, it looks like one handful's it. Anyway, let's just start that and start sorting out all the marked yen, which it looks like it's going to be a lot, by the way. If it's going to be that much, I better just take my tape over here and just tape it immediately. So let's grab it. Let's tape it. Let's stack it. And yeah, look, it's all marked money so far. Anyway, let me go ahead and do that. We might not have much yen at the end of this one. Let's grab it though. Let's wrap it. Let's stack it. We're going to put in a whole new handful, which is 300 bills, it looks like. Boom. And start it. Okay. This is done. It is 120s. Let's pack it. And then let's stack it right here. And there's a partial of 20s. So we're just going to go ahead and wrap that one. Put it on the back side. It's not a lot of hundreds here. We're just going to run it through anyways. Boom, and then it's going to be a partial, so we're just going to pack it right away. Stick it on that back side. How's everything going on over here, by the way? Looking good. Here is another full stack of marked money, however. So we're just going to wrap it over here. Bring it back. This is all the marked money that I have right now, so... in fact, I need to load up the machine another time, and... Boom, there we go. Let's come back over to the yens. And yeah, it looks like this is so far just marked cash. Those damn Japanese, bro, they must be trying to bust somebody with all these marked monies, right? Is that max? It does say it's max. Let's just wrap it. Let's stack it. Let's grab another handful. Load it up. And run it. This is actually my last handful of yen. And I had not had a single unmarked yen bill, by the way. Literally every single one of these is marked money. So that's kind of wild and surprising at the same time. Okay, that's a partial one, so I'm just going to leave it there. Well, I don't know what to do about that, bro. This is all marked cash, so I'm currently playing the game without giving any marked cash to any clients. So, like, if we come out to the job market, for instance, like, see how there's this yen job right here? I can't afford it because I'm not level 20, but even though it's $2 million in a large box, and it doesn't say, like, make sure it's not marked or whatever, I'm not sending any clients any marked money, bro, unless they specifically ask for marked money. I'm not giving any clients counterfeit money either. So all my clients are only getting clean money, unmarked money, and that's just the way it is. And we're just going to keep a hold of that marked money until a client, well, wants some of that marked money. So anyway, yens are done, euros are done. Let's come back over to the US machine. There's another 5 grand in 50s. We just got to continue running all this through, which I have this pallet here. Looks like only a few more handfuls. But I almost forgot, this is my marked money machine for US, so we just need to keep running this as well. This is my last handful of my US, by the way. Well, the one that's already been sorted. I have to go through this next, however. But anyway, there is another stack of marked. Just gonna stick it over here. And it looks like I'm about ready to load up the machine again. But yeah, this thing's pretty much done. I just got a little bit left to go through with the US to make sure it's not marked. And then we got to start sorting all this as well. I didn't realize that it was a little bit mixed. So anyways, here is another full marked pack. Stick it over there. Okay, well, this is done. This pallet's done. I went through all the 50s. We're going to wrap this one, stick it on this back side, since it's a partial, but 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45,000s in legit 50s. Next up, we are going to be running through the 20s. So let's load it. 2 handfuls, a boom, switch it to 20s, and then we're going to swap this stuff over to this pallet. I think it's easier to do it this way than to move the actual pallets, but that looked like 5 handfuls. Let's go ahead and run the 20s next. And it looks like this machine's done. Let's cut 3 more open, get it started. There we go. And then once this is done, we'll go through all this cash, of course. But there is another full one. So we got a lot of marked US dollars over there, by the way. In fact, I need to put an order in for tape. So I'm just going to order 20 more tape. And this thing's ready for another handful. So we're just going to load it up. Boom, there we go. In fact, I think we can stick 2 handfuls in, and we can. Excellent. Let's go and wrap that one. So we only got like 3 stacks of 20s as of right now, but we're almost done with all the marked money. Just got to run this last bit through. In fact, look, this thing's already overfilling. So once this is done, we need to run this through with the hundreds and the whole system all over again. Okay, the tape came in. I just picked it all up, so I just need to load up the US machine real quick. Boom, there we go, and continue with the process. Okay, and there we go. All the 20s are now done. Let's go ahead and grab this partial. Actually, I should have just ran it through again. In fact, I'm going to. Let me grab all this up real quick and just run these 20s one more time. Just gonna cut it open. Boom, there we go. These are all partials on the back, so boom, there we go, and then start. Okay. However, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18,000 in 20s. We're going to add it to our other stack of 20s. Looks like we have another 10 right there. Actually, we're going to do it like that. Boom, there we go. Here is another full stack. We'll add it to the pile, and there is a partial. So now all it's left on this pallet is 10. So let me just run. Oh, look, somehow a $100 bill got snuck in there. Oh, dude, I don't know what happened. Anyway, let me run all these 10s through real quick and just finish this. Boom, there we go. All the 10s are done. Here is the partial for the 10s. We're going to stick it on the back side, and then we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, $11,000 plus whatever was here. So boom, there we go. And then we did have a few hundreds on here. I don't know where these came from. But we're going to load them up real quick. And then this is actually a counterfeit bill. So we're going to toss this into the, well, into the piggy bank, frankly. And now what are we going to do? Well, I'm going to grab my partial real quick. It's only 8 bills. We're going to load it up, cut it, run it real fast, and then pack it, and then stack it on the back. And then we need to go through all of this to make sure there's no counterfeit. Same with the shopping cart, and do the whole process over again, right? So I'm going to leave this here. We're not going to sort this yet until we get through this. So let me load this up real quick and toss it on. We're going to change the denominations, of course, to no denominations, and then start it. And then the rest of this, it looks like it's all 100s, or all American, I mean. So I'm not going to go through it with like no denominations set or whatever. But let's go ahead and pull this out, load it back up. We're going to switch this back to 100s. This appears to be mostly euros. So let's run it through. Well, we're going to run it through the marked money machine. I forgot to wrap this one. This is yens. It is marked. So I'm going to toss it out here to the yen table, right? Just joking. I don't have a yen table, but I have a marked table. We're just going to toss it over. Yeah, hopefully I remember what that goes to. But let's bring it back. Let's run these euros through real quick. And let's make sure there are no marked euros in there. So we'll let that kind of do its thing. This is done. So let's just grab stacks off of here. These are all full stacks, it looks like. So I'm going to stack all these up top like this. And we're just going to cut them open, right? Boom, boom. I don't know how many I can fit in here, but I think I'll stop right there. And we're going to start sorting this by hundreds. I got to crouch though because I can't see. I put them down too hard. Dang it, bro. Actually, I can't see at all. So let me pick these back up. And we'll just stick them to the side, I guess. Ah, dude, there's euros in here. What the hell? Oh, I thought this was all going to be US. Well, shite, bro. Anyway, let me just stick this right here for now. And then I think these are counterfeit. I don't even know. Let's load them up. And let's run it. Let's scan it as well. See if it tells us anything valuable. Let's actually just scan right here. It says it's clean. It doesn't say anything about counterfeit, so I'm kind of curious Anyways, what is this, bro? It's just US, so we're gonna grab it. We need to run all this through this machine over here, actually. So yeah, because we need to make sure there's nothing marked in all this cache, right? Yeah, we definitely do. Okay. Anyways, we'll pack it, we'll stack it over here, and that's just the way it's gonna have to be, I guess. Oh, here comes the euros, by the way. Okay. Okay, well, that should be all of the euros in here. Let's take it over to the marked money machine, and let's see if any of it is marked. Just gotta pick it back up and then drop it. Did I get it all? I did. Let's just start it. We did have some marked in there. You can see the stack. Look. These are all clean, however, so boom. And it is a full stack of marked. So let me go ahead and wrap this. And then I'm going to stick this right here. This is also marked. It's a partial. I'm just going to wrap it right away and stick it over here as well. And then let's continue our job on this side of things, right? Which is going to be to cut these open and then start it. I'm going to assume these are all hundreds, or not hundreds. I didn't mean to say that. I meant to say US. Let's just grab them, stick them in. We could just start this thing. It's just going to pile up like crazy, I guess. I could always swap it out for a new pallet, I suppose. So let's do that. I'm going to just lay this down and then grab this handful, right? In fact, can I pick it all up? I can. We're just going to drop it there. I'm going to stop the damn thing so I can get it all. Now we're going to swap these pallets around because this one's already been gone through. Boom, there we go. And commence sorting or searching. 1, 2, 3. Set them down. A boom, boom, and boom. There we go. Now what do we got going on over here? We are still sorting, so let me grab this. I don't know if it's all US or not, but we're going to find out. It was, by the way. I'm just going to grab it like this and load it up. There we go. Same with this one. Boom. Okay. And it does look like that was all US. So I think I could start sorting this out. No, I need to run it, bro. I need to make sure there's nothing marked in here. And it's all mixed, by the way. I just saw that it was mixed. So we're just going to load it up. And then start it. And then grab another full batch, right? And start it. It all has to be sorted anyway, so... And then whatever it is, I'm just going to bring it over here like this. Actually, I could probably just load it straight into that as it comes out. It's like, here's 100. Boom. There we go. There's another 100. Okay, there we go. Let's grab another handful. Just kidding, by the way. Let me get these damn suitcases out of here. Get out of here, bro. It's a briefcase, by the way, not a suitcase. Anyway, drop it full and start it. Or actually, we're going to start packing them, I think. Let's grab another handful, though. Load it up. Grab a stack. Load it up over here. I mean, at least there's not a lot of marked bills, but there's still marked bills, so... I forget what this money was. Oh, dude, it's all mixed. Look, so I need to run this through as well. Boom, 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 boom. There we go. And this is a full stack. We're just going to toss it into the marked money. There we go. Okay, so boom, there we go. This thing is actually all done. This was all the Euro money that was on that pallet back there. This is just coins. In fact, you know what? I'm going to throw the coins onto the pallet. Now we're going to toss the box over here. Oh, I thought I was done. I'm not done. I still have this cart to go through. So let me go ahead and sort this out from the Euros, right? Just load it up. Boom. Start it. In fact, I'm going to grab another handful. There we go. And then that's done. So we can just load this immediately into here. Let's start it again. Let's cut 2 of these open. And there hasn't been hardly any marked money, by the way. Jeez, let's look at my money ball as well. But yeah, there hasn't been any marked US bills so far, which is surprising, except for these couple that's down there. Anyways, let's grab another stack, bring it over. And then, yeah, let's get through the rest of this cart. Okay, so this is the last handful in the cart. And yeah, look, there was some Euro money in here. Let's drop it in. I did it. I hate it when it doesn't go in perfectly, but anyway, drop it. And then this one's ready to go over here. So boom, there we go. And there was counterfeit in there as well. Check it out. Holy cow. And boom, that is all done. So let's grab the counterfeit. get this out of here first. We're just going to send it into the piggy bank, right? Boom, shut it, send it. There we go. I'm not going to say how much it was because it's not very much. Anyways, this cart is now empty. Let's get it out of here. Move it, sucko. And there's nothing left in the machine. Nope, that is it. We need to finish running this money through, though, to make sure none of it's marked. There's 3 of them. Just start it. And then let's grab these euros. This looks like it's going to be a couple handfuls. We're going to run these through the marked money machine as well. Boom, and start. Okay, this is the last handful of the euros to be checked. So let's drop it in. Boom, and start. There we go. Okay, and the euro money's done, by the way. So there was no more marked euros. We're going to grab these as these are marked to euros, right? We're going to double check just to be sure I didn't mistake in what I was doing, but yeah, these are all marked. So let's grab them and let's take them over to the marked table. I'm just going to toss them under here with our other marked euros. In fact, I didn't want to forget that I threw this one, so let's grab it. And this is going under the table with the yens. And then I almost forgot that we had some washing going here. So let's grab all this out and throw it into the dryer. Just gonna go like this. Oh, you can't pick up. Oh, what the hell? You can't pick up freaking wet money this way. Oh, I thought I was doing that before. Maybe they patched that or something. I don't remember an update coming through, but either way, let's go ahead and dry that. We're gonna have to take that back over. It looks like it's mostly euros, but it needs to be sorted fully. So we're gonna throw it into this machine once it's done. Look at this freaking money ball, by the way. Let's go ahead and cut up 3 more of these and start it. And then since this euro machine is done, let's just grab a handful, load it in. In fact, I'm going to resort all of these bills as well. So I'm just gonna boom, 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 cut them all open. There we go. And then I'm gonna also do these ones as well, just to make sure we have full stacks. So boom, boom, there we go. And then just these 2 little bills, right? Okay, it looks like there's a little 20 stack here. So let's drop that in, cut it open. Okay, fair enough. Let me set this pallet down first. We'll just start with hundreds and start. Okay, the dryer's done. Let's grab all the cash out of here. We're just gonna do no denomination, just to sort out the US from the euros and the yens. Let's cut this open though. Boom, start it. And here's a full stack of USD. Let's drop it in. There we go. And this is the last of it. Let's drop it in. And here is a full stack of marked US. We'll just stick it over on that other side. Oh, there's another full stack of marked US bills. Let's go and wrap it. Stack it. And then these are all euros, so we need to run this over to the euro machine. Make sure there's no counterfeit, or not counterfeit, but marked bills. So we'll start that. And now it's going to be about time to start sorting all the denominations. This one's already ready, right? Yeah, totally ready. So we got both these pallets plus this big old thing to sort through. It's going to take a minute, right? Let's go and pull this out though, as it is marked. Let's wrap it. Now let's gather up all of our marked US dollars here. We're going to take it to the marked table. And then as we get marked jobs, we'll actually sort this. Maybe I'll make a day where we just sort marked money, but it's not today, bro. So we're just going to stick this under the middle right here. It'll be fine. Okay, let's see what we got over here. Is this a full stack? It is not a full stack, but let's take a look over here. This is marked. Let's grab it. Let's wrap it. And then this one as well is also marked. So let's wrap this. And then we're going to grab a new handful, which is the final handful, load it in. And let's see if we can get a full stack of hundreds, because it does not look like it. Now let's go drop these marked bills off at the marked table, underneath the table with the other euro bills. Yep, there we go. Yeah, I know that, like, if the job doesn't say, like, it has to be unmarked bills or it cannot be counterfeit bills, I know we could give clients counterfeit money. I know we could give clients marked money. I just choose not to, but there is a full stack of 100s. Let's go and stick it on the table over here. And while that's doing that, I guess we're ready to start sorting out the US money, right? Yeah. So let's just grab a wad, just one. No, we're gonna grab 2 actually. So there we go. We're going to switch this to 100s and then do the same thing, right? Work from the bottom and go up. Or should I work from the top and go down? Nah, we'll just start at hundreds. It'll be fine. And go. This thing seems to be done. We did not get a full stack of hundreds, unfortunately, but there is a partial. We'll load it into the back. Let's switch this to 50s. Let's grab a handful, load it in. 2 handfuls, load it in. Can we grab 3 handfuls? Well, I did. I don't know if I could load it in or not, but we're gonna try. Oops, no, that's not how you do that, Quad. Stand up, fool. Okay, can we drop this in? Let's see. Nope, it's overfilled. Let's start it, though. We should be sorting out 50s, though. Oh, it's gonna explode. Let's not do that. I always forget they do explode. I'm just gonna stick this here for now. And this just finished, I heard, right? Yeah, it's another, it's a full stack of hundreds. Okay, well, let me go through a lot of this, I guess. Dude, there's yen in here, though. I don't know how I got yen, bro. Let me run this through again. Am I running the counterfeit money? Let me just load this up real quick. Because yen, literally, like, all our yen was counterfeit. So I don't know how I got yen mixed in here like this. Look. Oh, apparently not all the yen is counterfeit. Oh, interesting. Okay, well, whatever. Anyways, there is another stack of 50s. Let's drop it. And then we're going to load up another handful here. Boom. And there's another stack of 50s. However, let's drop that. And then let's grab the rest of this. Yeah, I don't know how those yen slip past me, bro. I guess I assumed there was no yen in there. I don't know, actually, but regardless. Okay, so that's all of the Euro 50s. Let's just gather them. This is the partial, and then we got 5, 10, 15,000 clean unmarked money. Next, we're going to do the 20s. So we'll switch it over and start it. Okay. Okay, there wasn't a lot of 20s. There's a partial. It was 93 bills, however. Let's throw it up here, but we got only 4,020, so that's a bit unfortunate. We're doing okay on hundreds over here. We got like 40,000, but I barely put a dent into the money ball. So the yen, however, are done over here. And since there's not many yen, I'm just going to run them through. Looks like it was a mix, however. But here is a partial of the 5K. Here is a partial of the 1K. And of course, we need to put them on the back table and then also over onto this table. We'll switch it over to the hundreds or the 10Ks next. There's another partial for the 10K. So yeah, not a lot of yen. Let's get back over to the US though. And that's actually all of the $100 bills. Let's go ahead and pack this partial. There was 83 of them in there. We're going to stick it on this backside. And this is how much I got from all that. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 200, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. $250,000 just right here. Let's go ahead and combine it with the rest here. In fact, look, that is a full, I think 300,000. Let's grab these, put them on top. Okay, and I got 3 pallets here, bro, that I need to go through. We're just going to go through them extremely fast because I'm already at the 2-hour mark. We're going to start with 10s because it seems like it's mostly 10s. And boom, there we go. There is all of the 10s. Let's go ahead and pack it. We have a little bit of a partial one here. 61 bills, and I should have combined it with the other 10, but I didn't. It's okay. Let's see how much we actually got from that. There we go. Each stack is 5,000, so 5, 10, 15, $24,000. That's pretty good. Let's go ahead and combine it with the other 10s over here. There's actually a full stack, which would be 5, 10, 15, 30,000. Let's grab this though and swap them around, and boom, there we go. Okay. Well, next up, we're going to be doing 20s. And bam, there we go. That's all of the 20s. This is the partial. It was only 19. I did run the other partials through. Let's see how many 20s we had. Each little stack here is going to be worth 10,000. So 10, 20, 30, 40, $8,000. Let's combine it with the rest of our 20s over there. I always do it backwards. Damn it. I should have started with that. We're just going to lay it on top. Whatever. It's just going to be a hot mess. Okay, well, now all we got to do now is this pallet here, which is just 50s. And bam, there we go. Just like that. There was a partial of just 80 bills. I did not separate it from the other ones. Damn it. Anyway, let's see how much we had here. Each stack should be what? 25,000. So 25, 50, 75, 100, and 10,000. Let's pick it up from this side first. And let's pick up the rest of these. There we go. Actually, look, that is a full stack. It should be 150,000. Let's grab this last one, and there we go. Let's go ahead and scan this just to be sure. And there we are. Look at that. $600,000 in US is what we sorted today. And if we bring our happy phone over here, we went through only 40,000 in euros. And then if we come down here, it was only 510,000 in yen, which is not a lot, by the way. That's like 500 bucks, I think. So anyway, it took me 2.5 hours to do all of that today. It was another half an hour just to get through that little bit, but that is going to be it for this one, you guys. The next episode, we are going to be ready to actually do a lot of jobs with all this money. But before we get out of here, I did want to move this real quick because one of you actually came up with a pretty good suggestion, and it was to stick the lights up there like that in between each one. It doesn't actually give me much light, unfortunately, but it kind of looks cool. Anyway, that's going to be it for this one, you guys. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Again, my name is Quad, and we'll see you in the next one later on, everybody. Later on.